Greetings on this Wednesday, and thanks for being a part of the program. I spent, just a segue here, as I was getting ready to preface tomorrow's publication of the Sagersville Independent, I spent much of this morning going through some very old issues, looking for some information pertaining to a story, a good one, an interesting one that I'm putting together, and I came to realize that back in the decades ago, and I'm going pretty far back, the Independent didn't have as near as much sporting news, as that's what I was looking for, as we do at this day and age. And in tomorrow's edition, there's a whole lot going on in high school basketball and other sports. And just like every week, if you want to stay up to date on Montgomery County sports and grade school, middle, and high school, make sure you get a copy. And a lot of important news there as well. And of course, our Throwback Thursday page is always a keeper. They're putting the final touches on that literally as I speak. With that said, tonight, as I've got some interesting news coming up later on in the week, I hope tonight we'll talk about some local governmental happenings, and we'll turn straight to coverage, at least in part, of two meetings in Johnson County this week, that being the Paintsville City Council and the Johnson County Fiscal Court. There was some other regular business, so to speak, that took place, but tonight we'll focus on one particular topic of conversation. That is Mayor Bill Mike Runyon and Judge Mark McKenzie's response to the two open letters penned by each other that, of course, have garnered a lot of attention from the Paintsville community and that of the surrounding area. This all began some days ago when Paintsville Mayor Bill Mike Runyon penned an open letter saying that he had the support of all city council members in regards to opposing the county takeover of the old low-income housing facility currently operated by ARC and the titled as the Opportunity Center, saying that they were not in support of this facility being used for that specific purpose as they had outlined, as the mayor did, and voicing their opposition for it. County Attorney Michael Endicott penned an open letter, as did Judge McKenzie, and then both, with different sides of the story, we'll say, covered it, or referred to it, I should say, I guess, in their regular monthly meetings Monday night of this week. McKenzie saying all of this conversation has come after the county created a partnership with the city and completed a community strategic plan in 2020 with over 1,500 surveys completed by members of the community, followed by 2 public meetings, and an overwhelming outcome that there was a need to address homelessness and substance abuse, and that the county had since been presented with the possibility of acquiring the former low-income housing unit, now the ARC Opportunity Center, and learned, like everyone else did, that the city no longer wanted to be a part of the project.
So from this plan, a homelessness task force was formed, of which the mayor and I both served on and have consistently attended the meetings. The task force also included leaders from local religious organizations, public agencies, and other individuals that were personally involved in serving the needs of this challenged population. In those meetings, we discussed the challenges and the many possible solutions. And when you're in those situations, you're in those discussions, sometimes the challenges seem much greater than the solutions. But you keep working at it, you keep trying. What we really came out of that with knowing is that there was a need for resource and advocacy to try to address these two items that the community overwhelmingly said we would like these to be addressed. That being said, this possible solution was brought to us. The project moved forward when the fiscal court entered into a lease to purchase agreement for the building and entered into an agreement with a local organization to operate it. I will tell you this also, that in that agreement, with the lease purchase, that it is required in that agreement that building be used for what it's currently being used for, because that's what the owner wanted. So we entered into an agreement with a local organization to operate it. The initial relationship was mutually terminated, and a new partnership was formed with Addiction Recovery Care, who has operated this facility since January of 2024. Over 1 year. Now, this project has been ongoing for over 2 years. We had 1 year of the first organization, and now we've had over 1 year with Addiction Recovery Care operating. This is not a new project. It is not a new project. So with that, early in 2024, we identified a grant opportunity. It's called the CDBG Recovery Housing Program, or RHP, as we refer to it in our public meetings. This was to purchase the building and repair the elevator, which is not currently operational. This grant would fully fund the acquisition and the repairs. So we applied for CDBG RHP funds, we being the fiscal court, in May of 2024. We applied for that funding for the acquisition of land and repairs to the building. We advertised a public meeting on April the 17th, 2024, per the requirements of the CDBG RHP grant process. We held a public meeting here on the 26th of April in 2024. There were no attendees from the public, and we received no written letters from the public or any other entities about that project. So we kept moving forward. It was the goal of the RHP Recovery Housing Program grant was to support that acquisition of that building so it could offer the transitional housing for those who have completed substance abuse disorder treatment. And I'm going to stop there and say it's probably safe to say that there's not one person in this community that has not been impacted by substance abuse disorder, either directly in their house or somebody in their life. It's an issue. It's documented. It's not a secret. So this was going to help folks who wanted to go from after treatment to transition to permanent housing. But not only to permanent housing, to transition to employment. Folks, it was stated, I think, that the CDBG RHP project was an economic development project. It was not. RHP is a recovery housing program project. But if you don't think for a second that getting people back in the workforce isn't economic development, it is. It's a key piece of economic development is the workforce. And so anytime someone wants to go from unemployed to improving their circumstances to get employed, then I think we should try to help. Because we need them to work in our community. We have job vacancies in this community right now. So this was to support that transitional housing. It was a place to live while getting back on your feet. It was a place with supportive services to provide a place for them to get all their personal items cared for, also to help them with employment and training opportunities. This is what is important to note because this was incorrect in the public letter from the city. That property was never planned nor permitted to be used for inpatient substance abuse disorder treatment. Never. That was never any of the discussions. You have to be licensed for those. It was never planned. That was never the intent. It was simply the intent was to try to take those who have gone through treatment somewhere else if they were from this community, because a lot of times folks who experience the substance abuse disorder, by the time they get through the treatment and get back to trying to resume their life, they burnt bridges with all their support circle. So they have really no place to go. So they end up right back where they were. This type of program allows them a place to be and to get wraparound services to help them transition to public housing. To permanent housing, not public housing, permanent housing. So I want to point out that neither the fiscal court nor myself, we did not receive any correspondence associated or indicating that the support for this project had stopped from the city. I found out when the public found out when it was posted on social media. I don't have any correspondence leading up to that project was no longer something they supported. And I think I stated that in my letter when I talked about the background of the meetings I had. I am sorry for the stress. I regret the stress that this community has endured over the last 10 days over this, because it was really not necessary. And I'll tell you why. If folks have ever been in partnership agreements, you know what that's like, and you know that when one partner changes their mind on what they want to do, they go to the other partner because there's an investment by all parties. And if it's your business, then you're going to go to your other partner and you're going to say, I no longer think this is the path we should be on. I think we should talk about other paths, but we need to talk about it internally because I have employees that are going to be impacted by these decisions, and I have customers that are going to be impacted by these decisions. So when you have a partner who changes their mind, and partners change their minds all the time. I've had it happen in my business. It happens. It happens in all of our lives. But one partner goes to the other partner, and that's who they tell. They say, look, I no longer feel like this is the best path forward. So we've experienced additional anxiety in this community over the last 10 days, simply because a partner changed their mind. They just chose not to tell their other partner first.
It was a letter that I sent out to the citizens of the city of Paintsville that got a lot of attention evidently on social media. Let me tell you how I believe about this. I was elected mayor of this city. These people at this table were elected city council members. It is our job to try and keep the people of this town safe. That's our responsibility. That's our number one responsibility. I believe, and I can't speak for the council members, but I believe with the facility that they're trying to put in over on 321 is not good for this city. It's not good for our citizens. And I am totally against it. Now, like I say, you can ask city council members how they feel about it if you want to. But I am totally against that facility going in over there. And some of the statements that were in this letter are true statements regardless of what you read on social media. These statements that were made in the letter are true statements. This letter was sent out because I got correspondence from the Big Sandy ad on this facility going in. I did not get correspondence from anybody else in this town. I want to make that perfectly clear. My correspondence came through email from Big Sandy ad. So I just want to let everybody know in this room, I am totally against this facility going into that location. We are not against helping people. We're all for helping people. But that location is not proper for that facility. I just wanted to make that statement.
I'll finish my review of both of these meetings and present any other important information therein to you at a later time. For now, a quick break, and I'll be right back. It's as hearty as it is convenient. It's delicious, creamy, savory goodness all in one. Get a Famous pot pie while they're hot. Only $7.19 plus tax year-round. But only until February the 16th can you grab a home-style bowl combo. Mashed potatoes, gravy, corn, chicken, and cheese. Truly comfort food at your Sagersville Lee's Famous recipe. What are you going to get over your ice?
Colin Mockery and Brad Sherwood, the dynamic duo from television's Whose Line Is It Anyway, are coming to town, and they're asking for trouble.
Our show is completely made up.
Prepare for a side-splitting interactive extravaganza as these improv wizards hit the stage, serving up a night of unscripted comedy gold.
It sounds like a big waste of time and a lot of money.
It is.
Don't miss Colin Mockery and Brad Sherwood. Catch them on Sunday, May 18th at the Mountain Arts Center. Get your tickets today at macarts.com.
Atrial fibrillation is one of the more common rhythms we see.
AFib is an arrhythmia of the heart where the top part of the heart is beating erratically and out of sync with the bottom part of the heart.
The electrophysiology service is made up of a team of healthcare providers, and that includes an electrophysiology lab where we're able to do procedures to help repair heart rhythm problems. When a patient becomes heart rhythm free, it can really restore their life.
ARH, more for Appalachia.
Right now at the seasonal shop, everything Christmas, all the remaining Christmas decor, 70% off. They've got a new selection of home decor clearance items, 50% off the entire section, and they're fully stocked in Tyler Candle products, including their laundry detergent, which they can't keep on the shelf. You can elevate your laundry with their Ultimate Diva laundry detergent. It's a phosphate-free formula perfect for all fabric types, leaving everything incredibly clean and infused with a luxurious Diva scent. It's ideal for both machine, hand washing, and those high-efficiency machines. Everyone who has taken it home says it is simply indulgent. And don't forget, Valentine's Day is almost here at the seasonal.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small town values.
And mom and dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars. I believe in always finding a way to do what you love. I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
A Johnson County man jailed months ago for traveling to another state and reportedly having sex with a teenage girl, the likes of which he pretended to be the father of to get her out of school and take her to a hotel, has now since been indicted in Alabama. Just this past October, 43-year-old Justin E. Stevens of Lomansville was arrested by authorities in Ohio after warrants for his arrest were issued out of Lauderdale County, Alabama. It was there this past September that he was said to have committed the illegal acts. He was put in jail after authorities say he pretended to be a girl's father to check her out of school and then raping her and then taking her back to school the same afternoon. Court documents initially said that sometime in September he went to the Central High School in Lauderdale and said he was going to be picking up his daughter. The 15-year-old came out, they went to eat, and then he took her to a local hotel where he allegedly raped her and then took her back to school that afternoon. Authorities saying that they had been talking and communicating for a lengthy time on multiple social media platforms. The victim's parents reportedly found out after they discovered a phone that she wasn't supposed to have. And just days ago, authorities in Alabama returned an indictment against the Lomansville man who had confessed to having sexual relations with the girl when authorities found him at the same hotel after the events took place. The grand jury indicted him for second-degree rape and traveling to meet a child for unlawful sex and enticing a child for sexual acts as well. Next, McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar time. And the best way always to start off the calendar is with a birthday wish. This one phoned in as a happy belated birthday, a happy belated 43rd birthday to Riggs Rowe. Celebrated February the 8th. And with a lot of love, Becky and Chase wish to wish you the happiest birthdays. Happy birthday, Riggs. Happy birthday to you. This just in, a reminder of sorts from ARH and from the McGoffin County Extension Service about their monthly diabetes connections they're having this year. They just wrapped up their one on January the 30th, talking about healthy habits and a challenge kickoff. Healthy habit challenge kickoff. I'll get it right in a minute. February the 27th, put it down. It will be nutrition, their topic of discussion. And throughout the year, it's everything from physical activity and sleep, gardening, foot care for the summer, eating out with diabetes. The list goes on. You can find out more by attending these meetings. You can do so during Zoom as well. And for more information, call 606-789-3511 or go to arh.org/diabetes. This is brought to you by ARH and the McGoffin County Extension Service as a reminder. And the calendar is here for all sorts of reminders and birthdays and anniversaries. So please use it when you can or need to. From there, funeral service announcements tonight. First, a reminder of services to be held starting tomorrow at 1 for 73-year-old Ronald Adams of Sagersville, who passed away Saturday, survived by his companion Sarah, his brother Johnny, and sister Patricia Gamble. Services again start tomorrow at 1. And services have since been set since I saw you last for 62-year-old Tony Chris Minix of Sagersville, who passed away Sunday at King's Daughters. The son of the late Ralph Minix and Fayetta Bailey, he survived by daughter Tony Faye Minix, 4 stepchildren, William Ritchie Spear, Coy Spear, Hannah Spear, and Christopher Spear, his brother Barry Minix, and sister-in-law Teresa Holbrook, as well as 2 grandkids. Funeral services are going to be held this Saturday at 1 from the Commissioned by Christ Ministries in Royalton. Friends can visit the church on Friday after 1 for visitation.
Johnson Central High School stands alone in providing the most college and career programs of study in one building throughout the entire state of Kentucky. This includes pathways in everything from the medical field to engineering, telemedia, welding, agriculture, and even aviation. And that's just to name a few of the 32 different choices. Work has also been started on a brand new state-of-the-art high school. So now is the time for your child to experience the power of opportunities in Johnson County schools.
Every season brings its own challenging driving conditions and some more than others. Stay up to that challenge at Conley's. Check out their monthly specials on the best tires. Their $35 computer diagnostic and over 30 years of brakes and oil and maintenance to keep you rolling. Conley Tire in Staffordsville and ConleyTire.net.
I wonder, could this be our last trip together? What if I upset him? He might never call again. But what if I don't say anything?
Hey, Dad. Is something wrong?
Actually, are you okay?
If someone you know or love is struggling, contact Big Sandy Healthcare today.
SMB is proud to stand with you with what might be your very first and definitely last checking, savings, retirement, even Christmas Club account, along with consumer, auto, mortgage, business loans that you can easily manage from anywhere in the world with safe, secure mobile and online banking that comes from over 120 years of commitment to your financial life and well-being, today, tomorrow, and forever. Salyersville National. Don't want to be the less than 1 in every 10 smokers that can't quit every year? Then remember this, just 12 to 24 hours after you do, your risk for a heart attack drops. And up to 3 months later, your lungs, they start working better. And after a year, your risk is cut in half. And 15 years? Wow, like you never smoked. The other good news, your good neighbor pharmacists at Parkway Pharmacy are here to help with everything you need. And from there, let's talk about your weather forecast. That's been a big topic of conversation as of late. It continues to be, as we're looking at still adding insult to injury as far as total rainfall is expected. We've got much more in store for this weekend. A flood watch in effect through tomorrow morning. And then, of course, Saturday still looks to be a major rain maker. Well, we've seen some dry air here as of the last few hours. Rain is coming later on tonight. We will pick up some more, to say the least. It's not going to be a great deal of rainfall, but it's just a returning bunch of moisture that, we're kind of sick of seeing. Rain later on tonight, mainly before 5, 6 in the morning. I think by tomorrow, look at tonight's nighttime low, by the way. We are at 41 right now. We should see around 49. Yeah, that's a reversal that we've been talking about all week. And then by tomorrow, temperatures are going to, after they stay steady around 49 throughout much of the day, they will fall down to about 35 by 5 p.m. tomorrow. Winds up to 20 miles per hour at times. And rain is going to be ending very early tomorrow with mostly cloudy skies tomorrow. 35 by 5 p.m., 19 by tomorrow night. There's your change-up right there. 41 now, up to 49. We're hanging around 49 tomorrow for a little while, and then we're down to 35 by 5 and on our way down to 19 tomorrow night. We'll start to dry out, and we'll have almost 2 dry days. Almost. Very close. Friday, 40 and sunny. Low of 30 that night, partly cloudy, so there's your last dry day because Saturday is still not. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail. We'll talk a bit more about it tomorrow when we're 24 hours closer, but still looking at the potential for some heavy rain throughout a lot of your Saturday and Saturday night that could cause some issues. 56 and 38 for the first half of your weekend regardless, so it's definitely going to be rain. No snow here. Sunday, rain continuing up through midday. Temperatures low 50s. And then we really see a big temperature gradient. We go from 51 on your Sunday to 16 that night. That's a pretty good drop. And that means we've got a 20% chance of some snow late Sunday night. Monday, President's Day, not so bad. Mostly sunny and 31 during the day. We're in the upper teens for nighttime lows, but there's no rain or anything of any type of form of precipitation. Tuesday, only a slight chance of some snow with partly sunny skies and temperatures improving up to the mid-30s. Wednesday, we back off a few degrees, see a few more clouds than what we would like and less sun, and see about a 40% chance of snow. Thereafter, we will be stuck, more than likely, for some time back into a wintry and maybe an active wintry pattern. But right now, really, some showers that are going to roll through and some dry air for a while, and then we're going to worry about Saturday. That will be our focus tomorrow night. That's it. Thank you all for being a part of the program. I'll see you back here tomorrow, hopefully after you got tomorrow's edition of the Salyersville Independent in hand. Good night, and thanks for being a part of the show.